Okay, in this video we're gonna try to beat two bosses. But first we gotta get through this area, and this one uh, we just beat these snail looking things, and they'll get rid of the crystal guys. And there's another one right here. Just drop down on it, do an attack. And then there's another one to our right. But first, we gotta get this number 9 Somber Stone. And I kinda get distracted by the item, and I forget about it, and then I heard it. So it's right here. Try to kill it first, because those crystal guys can be a pain in the butt. And try not to run through here while they're still alive, or they might shoot you out of the air, and you'll just fall to your death. Then these guys over here, you could just do the Moonveil Ash of War. I think it's easier. I was just trying out. Then I tried to do the Ash of War, but I didn't have it equipped. There's another one to our left. Just make sure you kill him, because he also follows you. I think the best way is to jump through here. And then you have to jump over here as well. And then here, I usually backstab him. Then I come back here, crouch, let him come. Then I go through here, turn left, and backstab him again. So I don't know what I was thinking when I started attacking him. And it actually aggroed the other guy. And it took quite a while. That's why I sped it up. But usually I don't aggro this guy. And then I just get this item inside here and I run through. Since I did, I kind of had to beat him, because sometimes he'll hit me out of the bridge. It's happened many times before, especially in my first playthrough. But yeah, there's another 2 items here. Just get them, and then we'll make our way back to the first grace we got in this area through this elevator. And then we'll just rest at it. That way, if we get killed, we'll just come back to this one and then use the elevator. That way we avoid everything else. And if you don't rest at it, you can just teleport back. And then as long as you activated the elevator, you'll be able to skip everything else. And like I said, he usually won't notice you if you stay to this side. And then in here, I messed up. I took off the staff, and then I summoned the mimic. So he'll have a low dagger and the moonveil, but he won't be as effective that way. And I didn't keep my distance, so I gave it another try. This time, made sure I had both staffs for the meteorite rock sling spell, which is the best one to use when you're a wizard against Loretta, because she has a pretty high resistance to magic. And then once the mimic was summoned, then I switch over and then golden bow. And then I try to keep my distance and use rock sling to beat her. If you are struggling through this fight, like I said before, you can grind out some runes by farming by the initial grace in that area. Just beat the first three while you have the golden scarab, and you can get more health or more intelligence. That way you do more damage or you can take more damage. Yeah, so we're gonna try to get to level 50 vigor while we also level up intelligence, because health is very important in this game, especially at the end game, because some of the bosses can one-shot you if you have about 40 vigor. So the more vigor we have, the better. And then in this area, you saw the chest right there. There's another ancient dragon smithing stone that we're gonna get. And the reason I'm getting these is if you want to level up one of the other weapons, you can. That way you can try something different. Um, and we only need one for the Uchigatana. It's kind of like an alternative to the Moon Veil, because you can switch the Ashes of War and you can try different things. And then here, um, this guy, if he hits you with the spear when you're on the right side, sometimes he'll throw you over. Um, but if we keep our distance, it shouldn't be too bad. You can always backtrack every time he comes closer to you if you feel like you're not doing enough damage. But these guys are usually pretty tough. And then over here, if you want to farm for more runes, you can beat the first guys outside of here. But we're actually gonna go to another area and come back here later, because this area is still a little tough. So it'd be better if we have um, more health, more intelligence. And over here, we're gonna go basically open up an area that would allow us to go to the next boss, which is kind of underground. So we'll go through here. You can light up your lamps so you can see a little better. Um, Here I usually just run through on the right, but as you saw, I fell, so I just teleported back, and this time I made sure to jump. I didn't want to fall again. And then just stick to the right side. Make sure you kill all these slugs, because this guy that is up here usually doesn't come this far back, but for some reason he does now. So As you saw, I'm not doing too much damage, and I was like, oh, I'll be fine here. But nope, he keeps chasing. And then there's slugs behind me. And sometimes they'll just start spitting at you. But he did get stuck here. And we can just hit him with whichever spell works best. And then we can continue through this area to where he was. And I remember there was two more. They usually drop down, but I think it's because the armor, they just stay there, so they couldn't hear us. So we open this lever, or this gate, and the grace is back there. That way, if you get killed for some reason, you just come back straight here. And then here, we're just gonna go to the left and drop down. And then we can get this somber stone. And there's an item here, I think it's rope. It's for the other bombs that you can drop from behind. Never really use them, but if you want to craft them and try them out, you can. They're good when you're running away from something. And then just follow along, because it is a bit of a maze. And then just make sure you kill these guys, because they will follow you. And there's another big enemy ahead, like the one we fought earlier. And if we get rid of them, we don't have to worry about these guys. And here there should only be one. And just use whatever spells. And then just come back in here. And I think this one does get stuck earlier. So we can just keep him there. Make it easier for us. Because these guys are pretty tough and they do a lot of damage. And you don't have to get close like I did. You can just stay back and use the spells. And I thought there was better items here, but there's 2 glass. So now that we're up here, I think we could just go through the door and the grace should be right there. Then you can rest at the grace, that way you recover everything. And then we're gonna make our way right before the boss. There is quite a few of these guys. They're like miniature gargoyles. If they're hanging, just use target lock, R3, and just hit him with the spell, and they usually drop down and won't bother you. I forgot about this guy, but there's like two here, and then there's like two or three below. But as you can see, these guys are not that strong, so we should be able to beat them with a few spells. When we drop down, there's one hanging from under the pipe. Just wait here, make sure you kill him. And then over here, slowly walk up until he comes out. And that way you can just kill him without getting hurt. Then kick down the ladder, just in case you get lost or die in here. But go through here, follow the rat. That's like the fastest way to get there. And then I think it's here. There's a guy that will grab you. So just come down swinging. Open this gate. It's another shortcut to get back here. And then I think we'll just drop down. You won't die or get hurt if you go all the way to the bottom. And there's a pot, a crack pot that I missed there. You just have to kill the pot enemies and get it. Don't just get it and get in the elevator, because then they'll follow you in there and sometimes they'll push you off. So now that we're here, we're gonna go back to the beginning and we're gonna get Mohg's shackle, which will make beating this next boss a lot easier. So we go back over here, and like before, use target lock and just kill these guys or make them drop down so they don't bother you. Because these guys can push you off and kill you. There's another guy around here. I wasn't sure where he was, and he falls right on me. And then you can just jump down onto this pipe and you'll get hurt a little bit, but you can just heal. And then when I did this with my other account, this lobster moved to the front and I was able to kill it pretty easily. But this time it doesn't want to move to the front, and I actually get hit by it and knocked down. But if you don't want to fight it or beat it, you can actually just jump down and go behind the tube that I'm gonna run to right now. And you'll be safe from both of them, like in this area. And then you can just run and there'll be an entrance to your right. But that spit or whatever it is has like really good accuracy. And you can also eat a crab to make the damage less. And then I put the claw so we can use Bloodhound Step. But you can just run there, run back, and it's this item that we need. and then we can go back to the boss, um, or the grace that we were at. This one right here, and then just make sure you have the talismans that boost spell uh, as much as possible, and then the cerulean hidden tier, make sure you have that one on, because we're gonna use Comet Azure. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get the dagger, and we're gonna use Golden Bow before we enter the boss fight. Then we're gonna switch over to our staff, enter, and we're gonna put Terra Magica down, and then drink our flask, use Mohg's shackle, and then we're gonna use Comet Azure. If you're lucky, you'll be able to beat it with just Comet Azure. If not, you can just step back, use one of the weaker spells, and you should be able to finish it off. And this talisman that we're gonna get boosts health, stamina, and equip load. There will be a better version later, but I think this will be it for this video. So just level up, and I'll see you on the next one.